Welcome back. Now we are going to look at a important topic in Excel, which is pivot tables. Now, generally, if you look at the definition, it is pivot tables in Excel are a powerful tool for summarizing, analyzing data by organizing it in rows, columns, and values. They allow you to quickly create interactive reports, dashboards, and other visualizations without writing complex formula. Now, if you look at the example here, on the right side, you have the pivot table. On the left side, you have the raw data. So if you see, the data is divided into region, sales, and category of the sales. Example, in North region, we had a 2000 sales, and that is for the domestic sales. Again, in North region, we had another 3000 of sales, that is again domestic. Likewise, so South, there was an international sales, and then we have East, which had a domestic, like that. So when you want some kind of analysis to be done here, on the right side you can see that, for example, here for the East and for domestic, we have a total of 1000 sales, right? And for the East, for international, we have 3000 sales, and then we have a grand total of 4000. So it gives you a complete three-dimensional view on the data, right? So if you think again, see here, the East is in two rows, that is East 1000 and East 3000. So if you see the total is 4000, right? And then if you want a grand total of the total sales, you have here, which is 21,000. And if you want only the international total grand, then you have 12,000, and for domestic you have 9,000. So you get a complete idea about the data by just click of a button, and that is called pivot tables. Okay, so let's see how to do that. So let's head on to the Excel. Let us start the let's start Excel here, and I already have some data for you. So let's start with that. So you have region, sales, and category. The first step is you need to select the data, right? And then go to insert. In insert, you have pivot table option, and it says you want the pivot table from table or range or for external data source. You can select table or range. So it now assumes that your data is coming from this range of data, and that is correct. And here there are certain questions. So you can see that it will ask you first, where is the data? So it has selected the data from A1 to C10. Okay, this is the data. And then it will ask you whether you want the pivot table in the new worksheet or existing worksheet. So I would say I want it in the same worksheet which I have. So I'll go to existing worksheet, and then it will tell you where in existing worksheet. So you can just move this around like this and select the place where you want it. So let's keep it here. Okay, that's it. And then it will have another question, choose whether you want to analyze multiple tables. Now we don't have multiple tables, or we don't have that in this example at least. So we are not going to select that, and just click OK. Right. So now you basically come into a kind of design mode here. So the pivot table is going to be created here, and on the right side there are certain decisions you have to take. I would suggest first go for the values. Okay, so you can actually take the sales, you can just select the sales, and here you see that it has given in the values quadrant, so like that. And you can also do one more thing. So region, if you want it on the rows, so you can just move the region on the rows like this. So you'll get all the regions on the rows. and then you can select categories on the column. So you can just move it like this. So you will get categories on the column. Okay, right. So that's it. Just click on the X here and your pivot table is ready. So this is a basic pivot table. So I would request you to do exactly these steps to get the pivot table. In the future videos, we will see how we can use pivot table for certain complicated scenarios. Okay, so just to revise, we had discussed about East example. So for East, we have domestic sales of 1,000 and international sales of 3,000, which is grand total of 4,000. Now suppose you make some changes to the data. Suppose I go for domestic here and make it here 2,000. Okay, and press, now see there is no change in the pivot table. So you have to update the pivot table to accommodate the changes done in the data. So you have to click on the pivot table, somewhere, anywhere you can click on the pivot table. You will get a tab here called pivot table analysis, and here you can go to refresh, and here it will have refresh and refresh all. So you can click on refresh all. That's it. Now you see that for East you have got 2,000 and 3,000, which is a total of 5,000. So domestic grand total has changed and the total grand total also has changed. So please rewind the video, look at the steps, and make sure that you are getting the same output on your system. Just let me tell you that there would be some changes on the ribbon here in the tabs, because the options will be slightly different with different versions of Excel. I'll see you in the next video with complex pivot tables.